Well guys, we're still at it. Got all the pieces painted, and now I guess it's time to put her together. So this is probably going to be a long video, simply because I'd like to show everything that's going together. Hope that it goes well. So let's go ahead and put you down here and let you see. So now my floor is sticky. So here's the progress. We got the black hammered, and I machined the bottom of it with Scotch-Brite, and it looks really good. I also went and painted the little ridges here, just to give it a little accent. That head piece is, part number is 3503. Then we have this 4-jaw chuck that I cleaned up that was on it, and it didn't have a key, so I made a key for it. Works good. And this here is a printer rod. Came out of a printer, and I turned this piece out of one of those that Crafted gave me this week. So already his steel is coming in handy. So I turned that with that, and then I drilled out a hole to where this could be pressed in. So this, I just cut an end off of an Allen wrench that was really long, and I didn't need the Allen wrench to be that long, so I just cut a piece off of it. It goes up into about right here. So I just pressed that in there, and it ain't coming back out. And we got her to keep. Alright, so now I've got all the pieces pretty and painted. All the knobs are cleaned up and pretty. And the gears, I swear I don't think they've ever seen any work, ever. Now this one here, it's a good possibility that I'm going to have to, and I don't know why, I'm going to have to chase the threads on that thing. That thing's awful hard. I'm probably going to have to either find another washer, because when I tighten this, it tightens down on the pulley too. So I may have to, in fact I see why, it's got a burr on it. So I'm going to have to make this gear a little shallower, because what's happening is the washer is hitting the gear before it hits the shoulder that keeps it from pressing against the gear. But I'm going to try a washer first. I really don't want to machine this, but I do need to get that burr off of there. So we'll find a new washer for that when that time comes. I got to chase the threads on that yet. Now I had to mask all this off because I couldn't get this out. Them pins do not want to come out. I've tried punching on them from the side that's the output, So I just left it in there. I figured I can mask it off, and it looks pretty good. Got all the pieces cleaned up, and that old gray paint that was on it is still on my bench. Yeah, it's going to be a good looking lathe when I'm done. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to oil those ways. As soon as I find my oil can that always seems to get grease on the top of it. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and put just a little bit of skim of oil on it. We don't want it running off of there. We just want it skimmed. In fact, I'm going to take a rag and wipe that off, because that's how thin we want it. In fact, it wouldn't hurt to take a brush and just wipe the excess off, and then these corners you can't get. That'll help smear it inside the corners. Alright. And then we need to get a rag. That old sticky floor is driving me nuts, so we're going to put us a rug here so I ain't got to hear that stickiness. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put the headstock on it. I didn't have to take the headstock apart, thank God. So let me flip. Man, that thing here is sharp. That thing's done stuck me twice. I ain't never seen a point like that on a lathe. And we'll tighten that up. And we don't want to tighten it completely. We want to tighten them both at the same time equally. And we're only working with aluminum, so you don't want to crank on it too hard. Alright, so now we've got the headstock on there. Now I'm going to put this chuck on there because I'm getting tired of getting stuck by that thing. Alright, so now we got the chuck on it. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and do the head, finish the head up. So I'm going to move you guys back on this bar stool. Alright, so now we get to put the plate on. Get a 1/2 inch wrench and a straight screwdriver. Alright. And we put this one back in. And there is a certain orientation on them nuts. Because the nut has one side's flatter than the other side. Alright, so now we've got that on there. Now, let's put our top gear on. If I can remember which one we used. Alright. So there we got that. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in that, just so that I don't forget. Alright, we got oil in it. That reminds me also, when I was spinning that chuck, that reminds me, we cannot do reversing switch on this. We're not going to do reversing switch, simply because I don't want the chuck unscrewing and landing on the waves. So we're not going to create a problem. Alright, so next we have this bad boy, but I need to clean the stuff out of there. So I'm just going to take a drill bit that's the same size and clean that hole out. That takes all the paint out of it. Alright. Then we'll put a little bit of oil on that. And let's see. I think that's the way that goes, just like that. Alright, and that should be neutral. Then we've got the big gear that goes there, and the little gear that goes there. So alright, we're going to leave that neutral. Alright, then I'm trying to do this from memory, guys. And I'm not going to be able to. So I need to go look at my pictures. Alright, so the next gear is this one. Alright, then this goes on there, but we need to clean the hole out. And I keep losing all my stuff, like my pocket knife. And then I'll just take my pocket knife and just clean all that out there. Then take a scratcher and put it in there, and then polish it just like that. Alright, so we're messing up because we're not putting any oil on this stuff like a dummy, so we're going to put a little bit of oil on that. A little bit of oil on that, and a little bit of oil on that. Alright, then put a screw back in that. And then we put our screws back in this. Alright, then we put a little bit of oil on that. And then that goes like that. And then we got a screw that goes in there. Probably didn't want to oil that. Alright, now we'll have to readjust it, but probably need to readjust it right now. I'm just going to leave that down for now. Alright, then we got to put, I'm probably messing up, so you guys can go ahead and scream all you want. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put the lead screw bearing in. And we're just going to oil this right here too, just to make it slick to go in the slot. And I get a smaller screwdriver. Alright, so now we got the lead screw bearing on. Now, let's go ahead and stick the lead screw in. Alright, so then we take this off. And we're just going to go ahead and oil that right now. And then we'll stick that in. Then we stick our other bushing on. Wipe our hands so we're not getting oil all over the handle. Then we'll go ahead and put our handle on. Alright. Then I think this is it. Yep, this is pretty much it. Stick this on. Tighten that down. Alright, so now we want to adjust those . You don't want them tight. You want a little bit of play in them. Alright. Alright, now we're going to adjust our banjo and bring that up. Alright, we got some play in all of them. Alright, now we won't know a whole lot about it until we get it under power. So now we've got this part done. Now, we can go ahead and put the cover on it, wherever I put that. So, and I was wrong about this hinge. It is the right one. So, I was wrong. So we'll tighten this up. Oh, I just set that screw down, almost lost it. And my hands are all greasy now. Kind of hard to hold on to a screwdriver when your hands are greasy. Especially when it's these slick snap-ons. Alright, then we're going to put this one on. We're probably going to go with the link belt, simply because I'm not taking that head apart. And that would be the only reason. Well, that and it's the fact that they are quieter and they don't vibrate as much, so link belt's the way to go. There we go. Alright. So now we get to put the carriage together. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this on first. Just put it on there with a couple threads. Just to where you can feel the bolt getting ready to come through the metal. That's how far I'm going to do it. And hope that it's got enough room that we can put that on there. This is probably going to be one of them pain in the ass parts that you don't want to mess with on this lathe. Alright. Now let's see if we can do this. See if we can get a combination here. I got it. It worked. Then we put this on again. You know, I'm not real convinced that that's supposed to be a wing nut. Alright, so now we're going to adjust that up. where it's snug. And I need a smaller screwdriver. And you just want it to where it touches. Yeah, I don't like that wing nut. Alright, so now we've got that on there. Now, get our short gib. And let's see here. So it doesn't matter which way it goes. Alright, so put our gib on there and put oil on it first. And don't forget these. Otherwise you can't. Let's see. And we got to have these in first too. So don't forget these. Otherwise, you're not putting your compound on. Alright, then we put our gib up in there. And alright. Now we tighten our gib up. And we're not doing the adjustment part yet. We're just going to tighten them up, snug them right now. Alright, so now we've got that. Alright, so there's that, and I think I need to adjust that give a little bit. If I can hit the frickin' hole. Alright, there's that. Now those probably still need to be adjusted a little more. I want to find out what the actual tolerances are for it. And then we will go over and just clean all the excess grease off of it, or oil. But we're not trying to make it look terrible, we're just trying to oil it. And there we have the lathe. Alright, now the tailstock I can't do nothing with until I get the parts. Then we got to put our thread gauge on. Alright, there's that. And the rest of this can't really do nothing with until I can get the parts for the tailstock. So this will just go in the kitchen and set on the kitchen table until I'm done using it for a centerpiece on my kitchen table. So there you have the Craftsman lathe 109, totally restored in 2 days. Took longer for the paint to dry than it did for me to do the job. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.